Hi, Chris and Mark again. We are going to cover today the counter for what I would call a mugger's grip. And in the system, we have a couple versions. And in this version, it just happens to be mugger's B. But in this case, the attacker has grabbed you around the neck and grabbed an arm. And the problem here is the severe off balancing. So this is definitely something that happens to a woman frequently, where she's maybe drugged back into an alley, and it's all about catching your balance. So let's look at first what the attack looks like. You're going to use that arm, Chris. And he pulls. He's going to pull back, right, and my balance is broken. And you can imagine in reality how severe it would be. Obviously, he's going to be gentle with me and not hurt me, but that person would pull you and drag you. So the first issue is catching your balance. And it's going to take a particular move here. So some of these things that I teach have a lot of solutions to them, and some don't. So this would be one that would be an example. At least on the first move, you have got to catch your balance. So the trick is when he pulls the arm, my foot is going to follow it. So if he pulled it slightly, I would slightly step. If he pulled it like he's going to do greatly, I would step further. And notice what else I did with the left hand. I wound it up, because that's going to be the first attack. So he pulled, I step. As soon as it hits, I'm going to come around to the free-floating ribs with an elbow strike. I got to tell this story because it's the absolute truth. It was probably 25 years ago, and I was in my physical prime, and I'm squatting 500, benching 350 in those days. And there was a girl I was teaching, and she was all of about 115 pounds. And teaching her this, and she caught me with that elbow and dropped me to the ground. It took the air out of me so fast. But I was like, man, that is cool. That really works. But those free-floating ribs, there's no protect. Yeah, they're just, if you say flex up against, there's nothing to flex up against. So again, that's what I'm going to go after, and it has to be quick. I got to step, and as soon as that foot lands, it's got to go. Because if the foot lands and you don't throw the elbow right away, you're going to be back to the off balance again. So as soon as that foot lands, the other hand's following it, smash with all you got and turn and hit him with the elbow. Here's what comes next. I step, elbow, same side, stomp kick onto the foot. Try to get your heel under there. And now comes the point, assuming he still has the grip, I'm going to try to escape. And if I'm going to escape, I'm going to have to see an opening to the right. So put this on tighter. Yeah, sure isn't there now. I keep working that with ribs and kicking, but if I felt at some point, like now, I could get out, I'm going to raise this arm, step to the side, go under his arm, and come out of the hold, chop, and a roundhouse knee. The finish of that is not so important as the beginning is, but nonetheless. So I step, elbow, kick, around, under, and knee. Now notice my hand's coming out of his grip every time. It often will, because as we get to that point and come up and down, it ends up going through the thumb. It won't always break. So this time I'm going to have him get my sleeve, or it doesn't make, it's not going to break, so don't crystal my belt. So I come around, I smash, I kick. If I can raise it a little bit, I'll bring it down. It doesn't matter to me that he still has it. I'm out of this, and in comes the chop and the roundhouse knee. One little technical thing on that. As you step around, elbow and kick, the timing would actually be as you step under and step through, the strike would come before the foot would land. And you would strike and then do the roundhouse knee. The big key on that is the first step and throwing the elbow fast, the mugger's attack.